Thank you. Meeting number 8 on the Vernon Avenue and Highway 100 interchange project. We are recording, and we'll post the recording afterwards. Again, thanks for the patience. Businesses are open, accessible. We're all dealing with noise, dust, vibration, rain, lots of rain, and other construction-related stuff. And again, be courteous to fellow drivers. Stop for those pedestrians in the crosswalks on Eden Avenue and around the roundabouts. That's only going to get a little bit worse here as we start to think about closing these on and off ramps of 100 starting soon for one of them, and I'll share that in a little bit. Project goals, we've seen this every time, but really improving safety and mobility for all users once the project is complete, improving traffic operations, consolidating those access points, and a few of the other bullet points there listed. Schedule. It was bid with a completion date of November 15th of this year, and there's still an issue that we're concerned about affecting that schedule, which we'll talk about here shortly. This is the project from Grange Road on the east over to the Interlock and Vernon intersection, including the parking lot and front area of Edina Grandview Liquor on that west side of the project. All the various methods, people should be very familiar with all these methods of communications. BetterTogetherEdina.org is your main source of information. We have new maps that we've just finished up that'll be posted for the next change in the traffic operations, which I'll get into shortly. But when we do those traffic changes, we do a lot of updates using press releases, social media, emails, those sorts of things. So look for those updates coming very soon through all those different channels with this latest change in the traffic. So let's zoom in at Interlochen Boulevard and Vernon Avenue. This is free-flowing intersection. Right now, traffic is closest to the Caribou corner. Gus Young, again, is closed at Edina Liquor. There's been lane shifts to complete underground work. They've done the curb and gutter. They've done some of the grading. They're going to be paving early next week. And then they're going to be flipping traffic over to this way. Instead of being on the Caribou corner, they're going to flip it over to the Edina Liquor side and make that free-flowing in this direction so they can do the pipe work over on this corner adjacent to Caribou. The work in front of the Edina Liquor Store will be complete early next week. So the curb and gutter went in. They started doing the sidewalks yesterday. They were going to pour the rest of the sidewalks today. Then we had a little rainstorm. So I don't know what their updated schedule is right now, if they're going to continue to pour here today. But the concrete work will be done this week. And they're coming in at 6 a.m. on Monday morning to pave the parking lot for here, and then they'll pave this intersection too where the green arrows are so traffic can move over. They'll pave one layer through everything, and then they'll come back and pave the second layer of pavement on the parking lot around 10 a.m. roughly. So all the paving should be done at noon. We just don't want people parking on that new asphalt Monday afternoon. So I know liquor operations are deciding when to open that store. Sidewalks will be open and accessible, but the parking lot itself will still be closed until Tuesday morning. And then we'll have our sign shop come and do the pavement markings for the parking stalls later that week, very early in the morning. That's the update on that intersection. The other issue that we're concerned about that we talked about at the last meeting was this Excel power line that was horizontally and vertically different than what we thought in the plans. This is the west support for the Vernon Avenue Bridge. Here's the railroad. It was struck and repaired. There's some old agreements between CPKC Rail and Excel. Doesn't cover this line. The railroad says you need a new agreement. Excel was willing to move this. Our contractor is willing to help move it, but without agreements, new agreements showing this line, not an aerial line. Railroad won't approve the work and Excel won't do the work. So they are in that process right now, requiring permits and agreements. There has been some movement on the plans the last week. We're hoping this stuff gets cleared up, everything signed and permitted in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, it's going to be some major impacts to the schedule. And again, Edina, Hennepin County, and MnDOT don't have any control over these two agencies. They have to work it out. We keep asking every couple days on where they're at. But we're concerned, and hopefully we can just get it figured out and continue to work on this. And I'll show you the difference on the east side versus the west side of this bridge on where they're at from a construction standpoint here in some pictures. But the impacts you're going to see in the next week, it's scheduled for Monday, July 21st. We're calling this the road closures detours for stage 3. Stage 3 was both ramps on the east side on and off and the west side. They're going to break that into 2 parts. So part 1 is this east side over by Grange Road and City Hall. So this will be the first stage 3A part 1. So northbound on-ramp is scheduled to be closed July 21st until late May. That allows them to build a noise wall that connects down by Minnehaha Creek and comes up this tree line all the way up to 50th Street. So they can make room and build that noise wall, store equipment, do the grading operations, all the stuff that's needed that they can't do when traffic is using that on-ramp. Now I'm going to show you a map that shows what the detour is. And can you see this map now, Liz or someone?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. So this is the interactive GIS map that's on Better Together. This is what's out there today. So all the green, you can take the southbound exit ramps around Hilltop, and you can currently take northbound 100 off of 50th. You notice these other tabs on the top. So 3A part 1 is this one where you're closing that on-ramp. So it's all red X'd out. So how do you get onto northbound 100? There's 2 options shown on this map. The local option is you use the frontage roads, the purple. You go down the Benton Avenue, and there's an on-ramp right here at that location to get on northbound. So that's more the local route. Use either frontage road and Benton Avenue. The official detour route, the regional one, is you go down, get on southbound 100 at Eden, go all the way down to Highway 62, take eastbound 62 loop, take that exit, then loop again on the northbound 100, and then you are on northbound 100. Continue on your way. During this phase 3A part 1, a little northbound off ramp to Grange is still going to be open, and the southbound 100 exit ramp is still going to be open. So we're closing 1 additional ramp here. It's at northbound 100. And we'll go back. And at some point later this summer, we still don't know exact dates, part 2 will occur, and this will, I think, will have the most impact to traffic, is when we close the west side or the southbound off ramps. We don't know dates yet, but we're starting to develop the maps for that. And the detours will be very similar, where you can use Benton Avenue or Highway 62. So look for more information on that coming. We're really focusing on just that part 1 of 3A with that northbound I-100 on-ramp at 50th closing July 21st. Now some pictures. So on the left-hand side, this picture was from 4 weeks ago when we had this meeting. You're looking at the Vonnies, looking towards City Hall, towards the east. You can see they were just starting to do the supports to protect that building. Picture down here was from 2 weeks ago, where they had the forms for the foundation of the bridge. They had the sheeting all installed to protect that Devani's building. That was from 2 weeks ago. This middle right picture was from something I took a couple days ago, where the foundation was poured. And then this morning, here's another one where they're starting to form up the bridge supports on that foundation. So you can see the different stages of construction related to the east abutment of the Vernon Avenue Bridge. Here's that location of the XL power lines. That's that underground line that's in the way. You can see no work has occurred there. We would love to see it looking the same as the east side. So that's how far behind we are. about 4 weeks when you do kind of the math here of our meetings and where they were at. So concerned with that schedule. There you can see the difference in the two sides. Looking at Edina Liquor, the one picture here, you're looking towards the front door, standing next to the cleaners, looking towards Hawthorne Court. This was from Monday when they had the curb done. Picture in the middle, the two pictures on the right-hand side were from this morning. So they got the ped ramps poured. They were ready to pour the sidewalks, and then we had that little blast of rain today. So they might be pouring that now. As you can see, they did the front step area. They're putting the ADA compliant ramps in, and then pouring those sidewalks today and tomorrow, weather permitting. Same area looking the other direction, back towards the west. You can see the curbs that were installed, your traffic signal base here. This was from beginning of the week, end of last week. And then here's a picture from this morning where the sidewalk's been poured, the base for the new signal poles there, and they're getting ready to pour those additional sidewalks in front of the liquor store. Picture on the left is the retaining wall next to Hawthorne Court. So they continue to fill in the pieces and pour that wall as they get it framed up. And then the really one that you can see some big headway on is this picture on the right. So you're looking at the west abutments, or west support of the Highway 100 bridge that's closest to us. But that middle median support, you can see the forms have been pulled, and you can start to see that concrete support for the bridge that's in the median of Highway 100. And we're looking towards City Hall is way in the background. This is the one that's really showing a lot of progress as they start to pull those forms. Now they'll continue to work in the east and west and the median to finish it up. Again, this is what it's going to look like after construction. Some renderings of that with the wide sidewalks and additional left turn lanes of the bridge. Then here you could start to see that support, that median piers that I just showed you, looking like the graphics here in this picture from being on northbound 100. With that, I'm going to stop sharing and see if there's any questions. Nicole, you got your hand up. What do you got?
I do. When you say south ramps, that's plural for both? Like the ramp that goes from Eden onto a Highway 100 south?
That one will be open forever.
That one will be?
That will be open for the duration of the project.
Okay.
Eden Avenue to go southbound 100 will be open for the duration of the project.
Okay.
We have plans to close that ramp after the entire project is done. But
Okay.
for the 21st, it's just northbound, on-ramp to northbound 100 off of 50th. That little slip lane is the only one that's closing on the 21st.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Penelope, I see a hand up. I'll see if I can unmute you.
Hi.
Hey, you can do it yourself. What question you
I
got?
did it myself. Yeah. Okay. So I live right on the corner of Interlochen and Vernon, and it's a hot mess express, as we all know, trying to turn that corner. And I've noticed that they're doing stuff on the other side. Are they going to change the turn lane there? Coming from, say, Jerry's onto Interlochen, or turning from Interlochen towards Jerry's, right on the corner by Caribou.
So permanently, or just during the
No, just in the near future, because I'm
Yes.
just noticing a lot of people are, and maybe my age or older, are very confused there.
Yes. So they'll be shifting traffic most likely next week. So right now you're driving right on that corner of Caribou.
Right.
All the traffic's going to be shifted to the corner of basically the liquor store. So you'll be on the other side. So it's going to make it a less of a tight corner to swing through there. So it should be a little easier to navigate. So you'll be pushed towards Holiday and pushed towards the Grandview liquor store.
Okay. And then also up when you turn, because a lot of us turn in to go to the liquor, or not liquor store, to Walgreens or whatever.
Yep.
Is that going to be better? People don't really know what to do there when they're trying to go straight or turn from, what's that
Yep.
road?
Well, it's Vernon
what I
onto
mean.
the little driveway into Walgreens
Yeah.
and Jerry's. So there's a
It's a
turn lane
mess.
there. We're
No,
supposed,
but they don't. Nobody.
supposed to use it, but we can look at the traffic
It's
control
hard
here.
to see.
Yeah, we'll take a
Okay,
peek
if
at
you
it
guys
with
wouldn't
this
mind just
traffic
taking a
shift.
peek.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of, I mean, for a while it was fine, but now that you've done this new switch, it's really got people confused. There's a ton of honking, a ton of crankiness. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, with this traffic
Okay.
shift next week, we have an opportunity to look at all those things. So we have
Right.
Derek and the contractor, John, on the call. So they both heard that. So we can check that out next week and make sure it's all clear as we do that traffic shift next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Other questions? I don't see anything in the chat. Any other questions? We'll be posting new maps to the website. Check it out. Like I mentioned, we'll be blasting out a lot of this information about the July 21st closure. We're going to do a new social media video this week to get that out. And the options are the frontage roads, that local detour down the Benton or down the Highway 62, and then coming back up northbound 100. Okay, not seeing any other questions. If you do have some after this, just reach out to me and I'm happy to help answer those. So thanks everybody for joining this meeting and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.